Hello, everybody. Welcome to Business Communications. I'm going to be your... Thank you. I'm going to be your teaching assistant. You can call me Mr. V. You can also call me by my first name, which is Dude. So today, I'm going to teach you all how to give a killer business presentation. I'm going to teach you how to give it 110% all the time, just like I do. Now, I've set up this presentation exactly the way that you should set up your own presentations, so that when you get out there into the real world, you can land any deal. And I know a little something about landing deals, because I used to land planes when I flew them when I was in the military, so, you know. Now, I know normally we flip a coin to decide who's going to control my slides, but in order to make sure I stay under the 97-second time limit that absolutely cannot be broken, I flipped a coin before we got here. And as expected, I won, defeating myself, because I'm a winner, and that's what winners do. They give it 110%. Hoorah! So, when I only have a few seconds left, Professor Gansler is going to give me a signal. Professor, you remember the sign, right?
Yes. Caw-caw!
Thank you, Professor Gansler. Okay, so step one to giving a great business presentation. Any great business presentation must have technology. And I know a little something about technology because I used to fly planes that had technology in them in the military, but that's another story. But it's not enough just to have technology in your presentation. You need to know your technology. If you're going to land that deal, you need to know your technology. Hey, do you know how to work this thing? Thanks. What? You think you're better than me? Yeah. Great. So, step two to giving a great business presentation, now that you've got the technology all set, you need to look and act professional at all times. Hey, I didn't mean to shout before. I'm sorry about that. Just, we'll call later, okay? So, hey, I didn't forget about you. You need to look and act professional at all times. That's why you must always wear a suit. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about my jeans? But what about my hoodie? Well, that might fly in the classroom, kids, but that's not going to fly in the real world. And I know a little something about flying in the real world, as luck would have it. I used to fly planes in the military, but that's another story. Anyways, when you're wearing your suit, black suit, red tie, no excuses. That goes for you too, ladies. Yeah, Samir.
Yeah, my name's Dinos, actually.
Whatever.
So, you're wearing a purple tie.
What's your point, Samir?
You just told us to wear a red tie.
Okay, so, moving on. Now that you look the part and you've got technology in your slides, you must make sure that your slides are as professional as you are. Therefore, you could have no errors or typos in your slides. Yeah, we have another question.
But there are like so many typos on that slide. You didn't even spell no correctly.
That's a great joke, Samir. But unfortunately, I had Professor Gansler proofread these last night. Professor, there are no mistakes in that slide, right?
Conjunction junction?
Thank you. That's really good, Samir. Next, you're going to tell me that global warming is real, right? I'm sure unicorns don't exist anymore, right? Yeah, those are gone too. I'm sure Professor Lejeune loves to sing Beauty and the Beast show tunes all the time, right? Right. Yeah. Let's try to stay on point, Samir. I'm trying to. So, step 4 to giving a great business presentation. Now, this is important, absolutely imperative, and I know, bear with me here. In order to give a great business presentation, you must be at least, don't cry, you must be at least 6 feet tall. Now, I know what you're thinking. But what if I'm not 6 feet tall? Well, it's too bad, children, because the business world is not a fair world. Therefore, you either hire somebody who's 6 feet tall, or you better wear your platforms. What? Question, sure.
Okay, there's no way that that's possible, because what if you're a small business owner and you happen to be like 5'2", and there's no way you're 6 feet tall?
Cry me a river, Samir. The real world doesn't care about small business owners. Besides, I'm 5'6". I'll have you know that that rounds up to 6 feet tall. So now, this is the last step to giving a great business presentation. If you want to land a deal, that's right, land a deal. I don't want to get sidetracked. If you want to land a deal with any of the top companies, Apple, Goldman, McKinsey, it's absolutely imperative that you keep every single one of your presentations to just 3 slides. You can't have any more than 3 slides, because if you have more than 3 slides, it's going to start getting awkward for everybody, and no one's going to know what the heck is going on, so keep it to 3 slides only. Yes, we have another question.
Dude, this is getting ridiculous. You just went through like 15 slides.
Well, unfortunately, the real world's not going to have any sympathy for how you interpret numbers. I think I can count to 3. I had 3 planes that I flew when I was in the military. So anyways, I can see that we're starting to run out of time. Professor Gansler. Professor Gansler. Thank you, Professor Gansler. As always, you've been very helpful, enthusiastic, and all around useful. So, anyways, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I hope that you've learned something today. You can go out there into the business world, and you can land any deal. And, you know, speaking of landing deals, did I ever tell you guys about the time that I used to fly planes in the military?
Yes!